I think I'm live. Sorry, just gonna set up the camera a little bit here. Might have to scoot it back a pinch. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I I usually use my recording software to help line me up, but I had to start the I had to enter the stream info and then just start the stream. Let me get live chat going. Anyway, hello. Very impromptu stream today. I felt bad not uploading this past Thursday. Just some stuff going on that was unavoidable. But I realized I had the energy and time to do a little bit of casual streaming today. I'm gonna be resetting for a shiny Charmander, which I might use a different controller for. And then after about an hour of that, I'm gonna be playing some Super Luigi Galaxy because I have a problem and I've been hankering playing that game again. And I was like, I almost played it on my own time once or twice, but each time I was like, I said I was gonna save that for streams, and given I've got, like I said, I've got the time and space to stream now, so I figured I'd throw this up and stream for a little bit and potentially get a shiny Charmander on stream. Now that I'm thinking about it, I am gonna quick get my turbo controller, because I don't love spamming A and B and stuff on my Joy-Con. If I don't have to. But I'm not exactly sure where it is, so I might have to quick get up and... I should have been a little bit more prepared, but I gotta get up and grab it, so I'll be a second. Never mind, I actually don't know where it is, so I am gonna be using my Joy-Cons. Alright. Well, I've been hunting Charmander on my own for a little while. No luck so far, as is expected. I think I've only done a couple hundred resets at most. So really not expecting anything this stream. Well, especially not if I just auto reset. Whenever I accidentally do that, I always joke that that was the shiny. But yeah, I was pretty stoked to learn how easy it is to hunt in this game a little bit ago. I was under the misinterpretation that this game had the same janky RNG as Emerald, and what I assumed to be all of the Gen 3 games, not Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire. But I only recently learned that Fire Red does not have this problem at all. From what I recall, in Emerald, the RNG value always starts at like 0 and like ticks up from there or something, from my like vague understanding. And that means that its RNG is technically kind of fixed. And it predicates upon like your secret ID, which is like a player value that is not actively available, but is pretty easily searchable in via learning some of the game's like values in the game that are like available to read and whatnot. And I was under the misinterpretation that was everything. It is not everything Gen 3. It is not only just the Gen 3 Game Boy games, it is just Emerald, because I learned that this value is distinctly predicated upon the internal clock, like the clock battery, and not like it's not Fire Red. It doesn't happen in Fire Red and Leaf Green because it doesn't have an internal clock in this game, which makes sense. But it is also not in Ruby and Sapphire because it is a bug in Emerald. It is an issue that only occurs, it can happen in Ruby and Sapphire, but only when the internal clock battery is dry. If the clock battery is dry, obviously you'll get that little notification that's like, oh, in-game events won't happen and berries won't grow or whatever when you start your file, just like it does in Emerald. But in Emerald, it's an issue because the game, it's not even like the game fully thinks the battery is dry, from what I understand, because you can still not get the notification when you boot your game. It is just something in the game's code that functions as if the battery is dry, and you will always start the game from the same RNG value. So in Emerald, you practically have to search for a shiny frame, whereas in Ruby and Sapphire, if the clock battery is not dry, you don't have to do that, and in Fire Red, you don't have to do that at all. So soft reset hunting is viable in those three games, just not in Emerald. So when I learned that, I realized I could hunt Charmander, I could hunt legendaries, I can hunt Ho, Lugia, and Deoxys, because this is the Switch 2 port. This isn't like from... I have an analog pocket and a copy of Fire Red, so I could technically play that shit on TV, but no, this is the recent Switch release of Fire Red, specifically. So yeah, I've just been kind of doing that, but as has been the common experience, I am stuck in the lab, which is fine. I mean, that's shiny hunting. I've only really gotten into shiny hunting with modern games where it's a lot easier. And that's fine. That's made for just kind of more, slightly more gratifying hunts. I did try hunting Rayquaza and Emerald, but then eventually, when I learned about the RNG nonsense, I used Eon Timer to get a shiny one, which is still tough in its own right, because I think that's like 2 frame-perfect inputs, at least 2 or 3, maybe 1. I'm not sure. It's at least 1. But like, that was a nice experience, but I really, like, I don't think I've ever gotten a full odd shiny when the games were still 1 and 8192 or whatever. So I figured, well, I ended up getting both games, and I'm doing a run in Leaf Green with a friend that I think I may have mentioned in a past episode of something or other. But while I'm doing that in Leaf Green, I figured, since this is probably going to be my main file, I would hunt shinies in this one. And I originally picked Charmander because, one, I think I like Charizard shiny the most. Like, Blastoise is as good, and Venusaur's, I would say, is probably underrated. But the main impetus was because when this came out, and I was looking up, like, the legendary dog encounters after the after the Sevi Islands and stuff like that, I learned about another bug that this game does have, in which any roaming Pokemon, and I think this is the case in the other games too, like Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, any roaming Pokemon, if it uses like Roar or Whirlwind or anything, when the battle ends, you lose access to that Pokemon permanently, as if you killed it, I guess. Which is insane. And it's not as bad as it sounds, because Latios can't learn Roar Whirlwind. Suicune can't, or does not have Roar or Whirlwind. I don't think it can learn Whirlwind, but it doesn't have Roar in its moveset. But Raikou and Entei do. And it was a notorious bug in the original games, where if Raikou or Entei used Roar, that was it. They're just gone. Given hunting them is not too bad, like, it's probably the most tedious, like, static hunt in this game, because they generate as shiny or not shiny when you give an NPC at the end of the Sevi Islands quest an item, as opposed to the first time that you find and encounter them. So each reset is just giving that NPC the item, flying back to Kanto, locating the Pokemon. Thankfully, you can use the repel thing where if you have a level like 49 Pokemon in your party and you use repels, if you find the roamer, only they will spawn because they are one level above 49. They're all 50, I'm pretty sure. And when you use repels, you only get Pokemon spawning that are above the level of the lead Pokemon in your party, I believe. So it's not like hunting it specifically is bad, but when this first dropped, I was unaware if they had fixed this bug or even bothered. So that sort of affirmed my choice in hunting Charmander, because the roamer that you get is predicated upon the starter that you pick, and it is the type that your starter is weak to. Wait, no, it's not. Because Raikou... Oh, no. Well, yeah, Squirtle is still weak to electricity. So Charmander is Suicune, Raikou is Squirtle, and Entei is Bulbasaur. And it eventually came out that that bug was fixed, which is really cool. And that's nice to know if I try to start a run in the future and, for whatever unholy reason, I want to hunt more legendary dogs on separate saves. But I mean, even so, I still like Charizards the most. So I've been sticking with that and hunting Charmander. I admit, and given, it's social media, so obviously I'm only really going, like, the crazy stuff is what's going to float to the top. But I had started doing this maybe a day after Fire Red came out. And Shiny Catherine, who I think I mentioned in the last stream I did, she not only got a shiny shiny Squirtle on Pokemon Day when these ports dropped on Switch, after 11 hours of streaming, mind you, so it's not like she got it for no reason, or she was like hyper lucky. It was just dedication. Not only that, but I want to say maybe a week later, she got a shiny Bulbasaur, resetting for a modest one, which is nuts. And I saw a couple other people streaming pretty close to the release who got, like, a shiny Charmander. I saw someone who got it in, like, 380 resets, which seems like a lot, but is far under odds. And I was just like, ah! But, I mean, like I said, that's the name of the game. I don't mind practicing a bit more patience to hunt in an older Pokemon game. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to spot. You do have to go through this whole rigmarole each time, just to get access to it. And no, on this screen here, Charmander will not show up as shiny. You have to pull up the summary screen once this whole dialogue section stops. So it is not faster than... It's a bit slower than hunting like a legendary. Like Deoxys, the nice thing is, if you interact with the triangle nonsense and the triangle hits its last stage and turns red, you can just save in front of the triangle then, and it will be the same as just interacting with a static legendary. Kind of like how I assume it is in this game with Luigi and Ho-Oh, but I think they might have to like fly in at the very least. I guess a better example would be Rayquaza if hunting him in Emerald was not busted. So yeah, this is a bit of a longer one, but sadly, if I'm even minorly interested in doing this, an unavoidable hunt, as I'm sure some people may have heard, like, oh, I'm stuck in the lab. But yeah, once again, I don't mind. I've never done anything like this before. I've never gotten a shiny in a pre-Gen 6 game, when they cut the shiny odds in half from 8,192 to 4,048? No, 46? No. I don't know. Math. I don't even remember if 8,192 is the OG odds. I think it is, but, oh, it's 4096, isn't it? 1 in 4096? I don't know. To which, I don't remember if I mentioned it in the last shiny hunt stream I did, but, my very first shiny was a raw, full odds in the game, still half odds of this game, but 1 in 4096 odds, Skiddo. And that was really cool. I ended up using that Go-Goat throughout the entire game. I got a big kick out of being able to teach it Surf. Very fond memories. Nice to finally have gotten a shiny. I'd never even really bothered shiny hunting earlier than that in my childhood. But yeah, that was my very first shiny. And it was all downhill from there. I ended up in college doing some friend safari shiny hunting. One off the top of my head I can remember is Phantump, because at that point there wasn't a very easy way to get a shiny Phantump. Like, I'm sure like there were some hackers trading like Phantumps on Wonder Trade and junk like that, but naturally with a trade evolution Pokemon, you would not have been able to keep that Phantump. Which motivated me to hunt it in friend safaris. And I don't remember specifically how to do that, but there were ways to lower the odds from full odds. I think depending on like the type of friend safari you got, I don't remember if there was like chains or anything like that you could do. I know there were water chains. That was another set of shinies I got from that era. Like I hunted Shelder, I hunted Mantine, because chain fishing was super, super, super easy. I did that. I did friend safaris. I don't remember if I did very much in Gen 7, because like end of Gen 7 into end of Gen 6 into Gen 7 is when I started doing some stuff on like Pokemon Showdown. I think I got verified to clone Pokemon via that glitch, where if you cut off the trade at the exact time, you can fairly consistently duplicate Pokemon by sacrificing the other person's trade. So I don't think I was actively shiny hunting. I did get a few. Like, I won some raffles when I was just sort of active on Showdown, and that was fun. Very fond memories, IMO. But it took me until Gen 9 to really start digging back into shiny hunting. I do, even with how easy it is in Legends ZA, I do enjoy. Ooh, what am I doing? I do enjoy shiny hunting more in Scarlet and Violet than ZA. ZA is consistent and it's easy if you have, if you know what you're doing. But I don't know. I'm lucky enough to not be like vision or hearing impaired. Well, no, hearing impaired wouldn't be an issue. Vision impaired, because you don't get the shiny sparkle in Scarlet and Violet, which is a bit of a turnoff to some people, especially hunting small shiny Pokemon, or shiny Pokemon that are hard to notice if they're shiny or not. But I think having really dug into ZA and done a lot, and having done a shitload in Scarlet and Violet beforehand, I've come to the conclusion that I not prefer, but I enjoy shiny hunting in that game more. Which explains why I've put so much damn time into it. Like, I think, oh my god, how many hours do I have in Scarlet and Violet? Well, just Violet. I don't actually own Scarlet, even though, I think I eventually want to pick it up and, do a new file. Maybe a shiny gym challenge or something on my own time. I don't know if I would do it for the channel, but, nah, I just have Violet. But I don't know, I really liked shiny hunting in it. It becomes it's still way easier than hunting it in, like, Fire Red, for example. But, I don't know. The fact that you really have to pay attention, and sandwiches are fun, and doing it in, like, 30-minute bursts is engaging, in my opinion, and I also have a lot of fond memories shiny hunting in that game, so there's that as well. But, like I said, I still like doing it in ZA, and the consistency in getting results is pretty enjoyable. But maybe I just need to modify the challenge a bit. I think I mentioned last time that I'm currently saved in a hyperspace zone in that game, hunting an alpha shiny Hisuian Quillfish, which I already have a shiny one from Violet, but trying to make it an alpha is a little bit more fun. And I'm not just doing it full odds or anything. One, because I have the shiny charm in that game, but two, I think I'm using a level 2 shiny poison and level 2 alpha donut, which is not max odds for either of those things. So that's what I'm kind of enjoying. I think level 3 alpha donuts give you a 51% chance of each Pokemon spawning being alpha, which still isn't broken. If you didn't have any odds benefiting, or anything benefiting your shiny odds, that would still be 1 in 8,000, a little under. But I didn't really feel like I already had the donut and the hyperspace zone, and I didn't really feel like resetting for not only a level 3 poison donut, which can take several resets, but also a level 3 poison donut that has level 3 alpha. One, because that's even more of a low chance to roll, but two, because, what do you call it? I think I completely lost my train of thought there, Lamau. One, because it's hard to get. Two, I can't remember what it was. But I had a couple reasons why I didn't want to do that. So yeah, I've got that going on. I don't know the raw odds. Like, all I know is I have Shiny Charm, which I think brings it down to 1 in 1,000. Shiny level 2 brings it down to about 1 in 670 or something, like high 600s, I believe. And then there is whatever the odds. I'm gonna say like 20%, maybe. Odds that Alpha level 2 gives as well. So that's 20% of 1 in 600. I can't exactly do the math off the top of my head. Probably like 1 in 1,000 or 2, maybe. 1 in 1,500, maybe. I'm not sure. So I've been doing that, and you know, I've done several resets and still no luck. But I don't imagine that would be too much more difficult than resetting for the shiny legendaries, which I already did. I kind of wish I streamed that, but it was really something I just sort of wanted to do on my own time, I guess. But that's the other thing with this hunt. Like, even if that 1 in 600 and the whatever percentage Alpha level 2 gives me, I'm not hunting a single spawn. I'm walking back and forth. It is an obnoxious spawn, but I'm walking back and forth from a group of quillfish, so that also affects my shiny odds. I'm not just rolling one quillfish every time. I'm rolling, I want to say 6 to 8, maybe. But even with that, like, no luck yet. I haven't been doing it as consistently, nor have I been hunting Charmander consistently recently. Just because I've been grinding Diablo 3, doing some other life stuff. Not really had any time where I've either been able to or wanted to just sit down and spam A and B for this for a while, or run back and forth for like 15 minutes each time in ZA for the quillfish. But that's kind of another reason why I wanted to stream. I can at least yap while I do this and offer a little bit of entertainment to anybody who stops by. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I always talk about what I've been playing. I mentioned Diablo 3. I don't know if the season has ended yet. I think some websites that I looked at predicted that it would end today, because Blizzard, in their infinite wisdom, do not share when the seasons end. I'm not really sure why. Probably just to get people playing, not like full-on FOMO, but like just enough FOMO, you know? And the season, like, I was enticed by the season rewards this season. I think I came in maybe like a couple weeks before the season has ended. Oops. And the tier 4 season challenges have like just a goofy little bloody teddy bear that reminds me of, what is it, Bad Teddy? Or something? That game, that like Xbox game. But they also had another past season reward in the form of a classic design Diablo pet. And I was like, oh damn, I want to get that too. And I couldn't remember if there were any wings or like back bling or anything in this season. So whenever I play seasonal for the rewards, I usually play it up to the tier 4 challenges to get whatever it has. And I learned, having hit that this season, thankfully, I learned that the teddy bear is the tier 4 reward, and Diablo and the profile, or the icon frame, is the tier 10 challenge, which ain't no way I'm getting to that. I think I got it, like, a few days ago, and I was like, ain't no way I'm grinding up to tier 10 in this amount of time. So yeah, I did that, and I was kind of interested in trying next season, which I think starts on the 25th or the 27th of this month, or the 28th or something, sometime late in the month. And the rewards this time around are pretty okay. The tier 10 reward is a kind of an ugly pet holding what appears to be a lollipop, which I'm not interested in. And the tier 4 reward is a pennant, which is also a little bit underwhelming, but I at least want that a bit more than the goofy-ass lollipop pet. And I'm probably going to play that with my roommate, because I got my roommate into it, and she's been enjoying that a lot from what I can tell. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of Diablo 3. I'm kind of off my Marvel Cosmic Invasion kick now that I've unlocked everything. Still a very easy game to pick up and play, but not, I don't know, kind of burned myself out from it, just wringing it dry. There's that. I have not yet tried, as excited as I was for it, I have not yet tried Mario Clash and Mario Tennis on Virtual Boy. Not for any particular reason, just don't really feel like it, I guess. But those dropped on Virtual Boy Online, which is pretty cool. And Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which was a surprise. Like, it's not a huge surprise, I would say, because we already have the precedent of them releasing Red Rescue Team on GBA Online as well, in light of the remake of Red and Blue Rescue Team via Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX on Switch. But it still was, like, a surprise, you know. It's not. It's still a bit surprising that they would release another game that already has a Switch remake on the same console. So, but hey, the more people that get to play that game, the better. I've never actually touched it myself. I've only played the original Donkey Kong 94 on the OG Game Boy, and holy hell, I love that game. I may play it on the channel now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe after, God, another Mario playthrough though. I was thinking after Special Forces, but I've just been playing so much Mario. I feel like I should try something else. Like, I want to play something weird. But it's also got to be something that I know is entertaining and interesting to watch, at least to some extent. But as far as Mario vs. Donkey Kong on GBA, I've never played it. Despite loving Donkey Kong Game Boy. I do have a funny story, because I own the cartridge, but I do not own the normal retail cartridge. To yap about game collecting for a split for the GBA, when the GBA was modern, I don't remember if it was like early in the game's lifespan, or in the console's lifespan, or late. Might have been like early to mid. But they would have kiosks demoing the GBA and an assortment of games. And in order to have those games available, they had to have the cartridges for those games. And some of them were bespoke ROMs, like not the retail release ROM of specific games, but like demo cuts, like vertical slices. One that I do own from the same person. Or no, not from the same person. Because a while back, I got Metroid Zero Mission. Its demo cartridge, but the other type of demo cartridge is one that has, it says not for resale on the front, like the other demo cartridges that are vertical slices, but it is just the retail ROM. Like, there is no difference at all in the ROM on that cartridge versus the ROM on a normal Metroid Zero Mission cartridge that you can find. I got that, and I got a, what is it? Minish Cap demo, which is a vertical slice demo ROM that has, like, a dungeon, a town, and then, like, I think one of the beginning areas that you can just boot up and play for, like, 10 or 15 minutes. And I find those really cool because it's an interesting, with the, like, the demo cartridges themselves are cool to own, the vertical slice demos, but it's just kind of an extra little fun thing because I did not have a Zero Mission cartridge yet. It's fun to have the demo cartridge, but just have it be the normal game. And to get very big side tangent on an already tangent, but a bit after that, because I think I just got Zero Mission and Minish Cap's demo carts from a really cool guy. I think dude's dad literally worked for, like, Nintendo marketing and included a classic DS lanyard in free with the purchase, which was cool. But a bit later on, I was browsing, and I was interested in picking up a cartridge of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And I was looking around, and I found a cartridge of Mario vs. Donkey Kong whose label looked weird. It was more purple, the logo was smaller, and there was, like, a black stripe on the front, which was really confusing because I knew what the OG label looked like in America, and that was not what it looked like. So I looked it up, and I found that that was the label for, that was the layout of the label for the demo cartridge. And it was a demo cartridge that has the full game on it. And it was being sold for the price of what I think it was like $20, I think, which was the cost of a normal Mario vs. Donkey Kong cartridge. And that got me thinking. I was like, is this a demo card? Is this am I gonna get a repro? In the past, looking on eBay, I had seen, like, a listing for Japanese Tetris, and by the listing image, it looked like I think it's the Pirouette, I forget what it's called, the version of Tetris Game Boy that is more expensive because it's got different music. I think the 1.0 release, I believe. And I saw that and I was like, oh, it's like $15. Worst case scenario, I have a Japanese copy of Tetris if it's not. And upon inspection, when I got it, it was not a special copy of Tetris GB. But the situation with Mario vs. Donkey Kong was afterwards, and I was like, well, worst case scenario, I either get a copy of the game and it's just, the regular retail copy, or even worse, it's a repro. And I'm not super picky. I mean, I am picky when I want the authentic game, but a lot of repros these days are are a lot better made than they were several decades ago. So I was like, worst case scenario, I'm out $20 and I have a fake copy of Mario vs. Donkey Kong that still functions just fucking fine on my GBA, right? So I get it, and it comes in, and it looks exactly like the listing image. it's got what seems to be the demo cart label, and it's got like a little black stripe on it. And I had already known that to remove Sharpie from things, and namely from game labels, you can use a dry erase marker to, I forget what the specific science is, but it like reactivates like it's got like a solvent in it or something, or reactivates the ink in the Sharpie so that you can wipe it away and remove it. And lo and fucking behold, under that stripe of Sharpie was a not for resale. Was the not for resale symbol, and it turned out to be an authentic demo cartridge. Not like a huge come up or anything. It's not like I made like $100, but I think the demo cartridge was at least double the going price for loose copies of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. And I was really stoked for that. That was probably my biggest come up on eBay. But even after all that, I never played it. I never actually played it. Once again, not for any particular reason, just never really came to me to do that. That too could be a game that I play on the channel, honestly. I might want to do Donkey Kong GB first, just to have the sort of legacy on the console, and fingers crossed that somehow, some way, eventually we get DS games on Switch Online, and by extension get like March of the Minis and stuff like that. But if I played Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I think I would want to have played OG DK Game Boy on my channel first. But yeah, never played it. And that can't let, long tangent short, that came out on the 10th with Mario Clash and Tennis. But haven't touched all three of those. What else have I been playing? I played Diablo. I think there have just been some other games that I've picked up and haven't, booted up. When I switch to Mario Galaxy, I can probably take a look and see what I've got on my recently played. But yeah, that's kind of been my gameplay over the last week or so. I have picked up some games. I think I got the Dragon Ball Z, or the Dragon Ball GT Game Boy Advance game recently from my local, and I got Dragon Ball Z Budokai, the OG, the first one, on GameCube, which I'm pretty excited for. I've never played the Budokai games before, and I saw it at my local for pretty cheap, so I decided to pick it up. Haven't played that yet. Kind of a common theme. I'm not like an egregious collector where I don't play anything that I buy, but I honestly should play my games more. It's just kind of like how my my game playing habits have changed in general over the last couple years. Like, it's not like I like playing games less, it's just I don't choose to as often anymore. It's nice to have excuses to do it, like streaming shiny hunting, or actually I'm gonna double check my phone's battery. Yeah, we're good. It's nice to make excuses for it, like playing games for my channel or streaming them is pretty fun. Doing challenge runs with friends and engaging with games in a different way than I might normally. But I don't know. It's just, I think I'm just getting older, and my interests in games are, I wouldn't say waning, just changing. which is, you know, normal. But by extension of that, I do have a lot of games that I have either not touched or not completed. Like what? Let me look at my... I've got my GameCube games under my TV here. I have some shelves that maybe if, you know, at some point I'll take some pictures or show those on stream like I've mentioned before, but I've got most of my games in my room. Oops. But I've got all of my NES games and all of my GameCube games under my TV here. So let me look at my GameCube games. I've got Animal Crossing, which I have played. Not a ton, but I have played decently. I have Donkey Konga 2, which I played a little bit of, and I like rhythm games, and that game's pretty fun. It's kind of a Taiko game, really, which I also enjoy, Taiko. Have not played that a lot recently at all. But I like the Switch version. I have Dragon Ball Z Budokai, which I just mentioned, and I have not touched yet. I have Eternal Darkness, which I have not touched at all. I'm kind of saving that for either to play with some friends, or to maybe even play for the channel. Might be fun doing a Halloween game this year, but not touched that. I've got Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which I've played a little bit of, and I like that game. I think my biggest appeal of that game is the atmosphere and the music, but it's a little weird as far as action RPGs go. I have Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, which is not on GameCube, but is a childhood game of mine. I suck at it. I can't unlock anything for shit. But I have played. I have Harvest Moon, Wonderful Life, which I have not touched. Not a huge fan of classic Harvest Moon, but I do like the vibe of the old ones as well. I've got a copy of Kirby Air Ride that shout-outs to my like elementary school friend Edward for gifting me when he moved away back in the day, and it's technically a loose copy of Kirby Air Ride, but it is in a Blockbuster DVD case with the info on it and everything, so that's a fond collectible I have in my collection, I guess. I've got Mario Kart Double Dash, which I have played regrettably little of. The first Mario Kart game I played, more fond memories of playing that with my older cousin and his sister. I've got Metroid Prime, which I have not beaten on GameCube, but I have beaten on the remaster on Switch. Love that game. Oh my goodness. The first Prime game I played as a kid was Hunters, and I need to replay that game because I need to update my opinion on that game. It's a nostalgic game for me because I really enjoyed playing through it and beating it when I was younger. But I think I used a guide for a lot of the collectibles, and it has been a long time since I played that game. But Prime 1, I have technically beaten, just not on my GameCube copy. Prime 2, which I think I've started, but I have not beaten it at all. I started it back when I had the Metroid Prime Trilogy collection, because I did beat Prime there, I believe, as well. And and I ended up starting Prime 2 and just didn't really... Maybe it was the pacing at the start, and then the whole, like, dark, oh god, what's the world? I keep wanting to say Ing, but that's... The Ing is are the enemies, it's not the land. Just a couple things came together and I just really didn't vibe with it, so I just sort of fell off. So I've not played a ton or beaten Prime 2. I have a combo disc of Pac-Man World 2 and Pac-Man Versus, which I was happy to pick up because some of the GameCube games I have picked up are ones that have the GBA link cable compatibility, like Crystal Chronicles, and I think technically Pokemon Channel has that. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 do, which I also own. And I've played Pac-Man Versus on the Switch re-release. I enjoyed it, you know, it's a little gimmicky, but it's a fun riff on OG Pac-Man with multiple people. I've got Pikmin 1, and just Pikmin 1 on GameCube, sadly. I really want to get Pikmin 2. To which I have also not beaten that on GameCube, but I have beaten it 100% on the Switch re-release. Another really, really great game. That was the first time I'd ever played it when it came out on Switch. I really, really enjoy... I love all of the Pikmin games. I haven't really ranted about it, I think, in any episodes of anything, but... Actually, no! I think I did, because I vaguely remember yapping about the differences between 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 somewhere? Maybe I just did that talking to a friend, I don't remember, but, yes, I have beaten Pikmin 1. I've got Pokemon Channel, which isn't really a game. Like, it's just kind of TV sim plus some light Hey You Pikachu content. But that's another really nostalgic game. I think that was another game that my older cousin had. And I have 100%ed that game, I'm pretty sure. Except for a couple of the extra channels I think you can unlock at the very end of the game by doing some RNG nonsense. I don't know. I've ostensibly 100%ed that game. I have Rampage Total Destruction, which I primarily got because it has the OG and, I think, World Tour arcade versions of Rampage on the disc, and I really enjoy those. I need to give the actual game a shot, but I've only played the included ports of the OG Rampage games. I've got Sonic Mega Collection, which for anybody who watches my channel with some consistency should already know I've pretty much played front to back. I've not beaten, like, Rise Star ever, or, like, The Ooze or Comic Zone or anything to completion, so I guess technically I've not beaten Mega Collection, but I've beaten all the Sonic games except, like, Puyo Puyo and 3 Blast, and some of the Game Gear games, if there were Game Gear games on Mega Collection. But I have gotten a hell of a lot of time out of that game. I've got Sonic Adventure DX, which I have beaten Adventure, I think, at least once on Steam, and definitely once on Dreamcast. Really love that game. It was a contender for my next multi-parter for the channel. Sonic Adventure 2, which I have only beaten once on Dreamcast, and I've got a few qualms with that game. I do prefer Adventure 1, but still a very good game. I enjoyed playing the game a lot, even though there were some spots that really irked me. I loathe Security Hall, Rouge's Emerald Hunt stage. with a burning fiery passion. I'm not a big fan of the final run-up to the true story, or whatever it's called. Final story? I'm not sure. I don't like that. Knuckles' section of that was really annoying. But overall, I still like it, and I have beaten it. No all A ranks in either of those, and I have not done the bajillion missions, excuse me, in DX. But I've played those two, the majority of those two games. I've got Sonic Heroes, which I have beaten with Team Rose. I don't remember where I'm at with Team Sonic and Team Shadow, and I know I've never beaten that game with Team Chaotix. But, sadly, Neo Metal Sonic being my favorite, like one of my favorite Sonic villains, if not my favorite Sonic villain, I've never actually fought him. I've never actually hit the true final boss of that game. I have Soul Calibur 2, which is another case of I have not played it on GameCube, but I have played the absolute ever-loving fuck out of it on Switch 2, and I have 100%ed that game, which is... that's a slog because of the whole Swordmaster mode. Some of those missions are really tough. But I have 100%ed that game. I've got Super Mario Sunshine, which I have played to completion, not 100%, but played to completion via the Mario 3D All-Stars pack. I've gotten like 80-something shines. I decided I don't give a shit enough to do the red coin missions, because, personal opinion, Mario controls like ass in Sunshine on his own. I don't dislike the water pack. I don't dislike Flood at all for any major reason. But I dislike how slippery and, I can't quite articulate exactly how, but inaccurate Mario's controls feel, especially in comparison to the games before and after it, chronologically, in that bundle. But I've gotten like 80-something shines. I've gotten maybe like a fourth of the blue coins, and I think I've done like one red coin bonus shine. I've got Super Monkey Ball 2, which I have not beaten, even though I love Super Monkey Ball and Monkey Ball 2. In college, I had a stint where I was interested in practicing speedrunning the speedrunning levels in Monkey Ball 2, and if I booted it up, I could probably still somewhat consistently get the speedrun, not the optimal speedrun tactic, but beat Slider, I think it's called. The level in Monkey Ball 2 that's just the sort of winding half pipe down that slopes down to the goal. Back in college, I had gotten the technique where you sort of swing from left to right at the very start and just launch yourself off the right and fall towards the goal. I'd gotten that tactic down pretty consistently, but never really practiced any other levels. And haven't beaten it, whether on GameCube nor via the Monkey Ball Banana Mania release. I think it's Banana Mania, because it's Banana Rumble is the new one, and Banana Blitz is obviously the remake of Banana Blitz on Wii. I have Melee, which I think I'm just sort of piggybacking off of a save I had on one of my memory cards that has everything unlocked. I don't really feel a particular urge to try and unlock everything, but, you know, maybe I will at some point. Fond memories of Melee, playing it at my siblings' friend's house with their friend's younger brother. So technically my first Smash game. But no, technically not beaten it. And Beautiful Joe, which I've never touched ever. Got it because I've heard very good things, but just for whatever reason, never played it. I don't know what the stats shake out to there after all of that. I'd say maybe like 2/3 of the games I have beaten or played a significant amount of. So that's not that bad, but less than I would like. I don't. I realize that I can have opinions on games that I've just never touched, purely based on like other people's opinions, which is kind of a lemming behavior. I'm not a big fan of doing that kind of thing, especially when with the games that I have engaged with, that might have a stigma or a reputation. Some of those games I've found I really, really like. Obviously, namely MK Special Forces. I'm really enjoying that game so far. Like, it is not anything special, and there are some annoyances I mentioned in my first episode, but it's fine. Like, I'd say it's fun. Kind of like I yapped about back then. Not really what people wanted at the time. And has not aged particularly well comparatively to other games that do similar, but I like it. And there are other games that I've gotten that, I recognize are bad, but I still like. Trying to think of any off the top of my head. I do actually like Godzilla on NES, now that I'm kind of glancing at it in my NES games. Notorious, likely via the Angry Video Game Nerd, but I like that game. Are there any other NES games I have that are kind of like that? Not that I can really see. A lot of the games I have on NES are either like neutral to positive or classics. I mean, I like Yonoid. I don't think Yonoid on NES has like a bad reputation. I think its only reputation is just the fact that it's just a goofy ass game to even exist. No, I'd have to look through my other games, I guess. I've also got some of my like select games on N64, Genesis, and Super Nintendo up front here, because I've got my, you can't see it, but I've got my Super NT and my Mega SG up here. Oops. I can't really think of any bad games off the top of my head that I enjoy. But, I mean, that kind of thing alone makes me feel like I've got I don't want to say a special taste in games, but I do have a unique enough taste in games that some games that are lauded as just awful, I still enjoy. And that has led me to bring further attention to the fact that I do sometimes just sort of lean on other people's opinions on games. And I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. So that's why I own some games, like Beautiful Joe, basically I guess technically Dragon Ball Z Budokai counts. It's not a game that has a bad reputation, but it's a game that I've only really ever heard, like, positive things about. I don't know how I would like the battle mechanics in that game. It's really hard to go back to even Budokai Tenkaichi 3 with the experience of having played Sparking Zero, because the pacing of Sparking Zero is just better, in my opinion, than Tenkaichi 3. BT3 is still a great game. another childhood game, very positive memories with that, but it's just hard to go back on, and that may even be the case with Budokai 1 through 3 and Infinite World for me. I might just not gel with the gameplay style of those games, but kind of for an inverse reason. That's why I own that, and I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, so but yeah, I would much rather create my own opinions on games than just be a lemming who agrees with everybody online what the common consensus is. Consensi? I don't know what the plural of consensus is. It's probably just consensus still. But yeah, that's kind of how I collect. I get games I'm nostalgic for. I get games that I want to own. Like, there are some games that I have just to own. I guess looking at my NES games, the first one that jumps to mind is fucking Bible Adventures. I do think those games are bad. I don't hate playing them. Like, Noah's Ark is the game that I think I've gotten the most time in that trilogy, and it's fine, you know. Just kind of a mid-rental game, if I had to be harsh about it, but it's just kind of a nothing game to me, more so than just being actively awful. But that's another thing that I may have talked about on other videos on my channel. I feel like I'm a bit more lenient with shit games. Given a lot of the retro games I play are out of the historical context, you know, I didn't play these games when they came out. I was never burned by renting like Mylon's Secret Castle from Blockbuster or anything like that. And I've not built like a vehement hatred for any of these games via my memories or past experiences. But I don't know. Inversely, that makes me feel lucky that I can engage with games like that and look at them for what I enjoy versus what I don't. But yeah, in general, I find that I'm just kind of a bit more lenient with shit games. So, you know, being fully impartial, maybe Mortal Kombat Special Forces is a shit game, and I can just overlook its flaws more easily than other people. And there are other games, other good games, that I can't overlook their flaws on, and that do color my opinion negatively. I don't know what it is, but I just don't vibe with Ocarina of Time, for example. Kind of a hot take. But the way the game plays, its pacing, just doesn't really click with me. I guess I'm just not in the sort of the very explorative mindset. Like, I'm trying to make progress rather than explore the world, learn about it, immerse myself and whatnot, which is probably the better intended way to play that game. But yeah, because I can't overlook the flaws or foibles of Ocarina of Time, I'm not a big fan of Ocarina of Time either. So there are some good games, you know. I think I've already ranted about my thoughts on, oh, Ocarina of Time is the best video game ever made, and any other overhyped games like that, but I still have the wherewithal to recognize that it is a fantastic game. Classic. But it's kind of the inverse. Like, I just don't vibe with it. And there's some other good games that I just don't jive with. I'm gonna do this one and one more reset, and then we will pivot to Luigi Galaxy. Because I'm realizing that I want to give it like an hour or so. Like I said, bit of a shorter stream today, 2 hours. But like I said, wanted to put something up. Come on, big money. Big money, Charmander. But yeah, I mean, given video games really are the passion of mine, I would say. Video games, video game history, video game preservation. Oh, that was it. uh, I I want to make my own fucking opinions. Well, let's see what I've got here. Like I said, this doesn't reflect what I've been actively playing. Like I learned that there are 2 Gmode games released on the US eShop, by this company, I believe, yeah, also just called Gmode. So I got this recently, like yesterday, I think. I've been playing Smash with some friends, played some Soul Calibur recently, a lot of Diablo 3, doing runs in that. I reinstalled Battlefront because I uninstalled it to play a bit more Mario Kart World, and I uninstalled that again to reinstall Battlefront. Bastion, Slime Rancher, Pandemic, Roof Rage, Atomic Crops. These are just games that I've reinstalled because I've done a bit of shuffling in my internal storage. What else do I got? Cthulhu Saves Christmas, I have not played yet. Gex, Glover, Sunless Eve, not touched Power Washing yet. Because I'm still playing Power Washing 1. A lot of these are just games that have gotten updates recently, truth be told. Marvel, ZA, played some Sonic. Oh, we got that Donkey Kong Bonanza event coming up, which I am probably gonna stream. Yeah, beyond that, that's not, I played a bit of Xenoblade Chronicles X and Sparking Zero recently, but I think I already mentioned that. So, let's stop yapping and get into some Super Mario Galaxy. I am gonna do Luigi Galaxy, I've decided, because 1, I like Galaxy 1 more, and 2, like I said, it's been something that I kind of just want to keep doing, comfort game and whatnot. So let's get this going. I already have a completed Galaxy 1 save file on 3D All-Stars, but that shit don't carry over. So, oh no, I've got to replay a game that I really, really like. Am I on the title screen? Okay, good. Here we are, back again, playing some more Galaxy. Please focus. Focus. You can do it. Come on. There we go. I never actually looked at the music thing. Oh, this is pretty basic. I don't really have any comments to make about the Nintendo games that have this kind of thing. Smash Ultimate did it best where you can lock the screen, but I don't know. I don't know many people who play that, like, listen to the music straight up from this game. Ooh, we get to hear Peach's thing again. Or not? I forgot that you just boot straight into Gateway. Good to know. Ah, it's good to be back. First big game I played for the channel. A lot more fun memories. Oop. Ooh, he is a little bit more slippery. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Come back. Come back! Yeah! There you are. Come here. Come here. You caught me. The creeper. Le crater. Not gonna lie, like, I'm not freaking out about it, but I am pretty excited for the Mario Galaxy movie coming out soon. I liked the first movie enough. My bar to pass for that was honestly just, I was really hopeful it wasn't gonna be cringe. I'm not one to use a word like that. I don't really believe everything cringe that people say is cringe, but I don't know. There was that, like, 4chan green text, I think, that floated around with a lot of, like, oh my god, please, I really hope they don't do that bullshit type of stuff in the green text. But no, Mario Galaxy, or Mario Movie 1, was fine, you know, enjoyable, fun. So I'm curious and hopeful for the Galaxy movie. This being, you know, I think Galaxy is my favorite 3D Mario. I was actually talking with a friend a few days ago about how I do love, like, I won't even say I just like Odyssey. I love that game. Also fond memories of getting it at the midnight launch on 14th Street in New York. I burned the hell through that game and loved every second of it from what I remember. But I've never really had an immense urge to replay and complete it again. Like I did with one of my ex-girlfriends for a little while. I think I started another file with another partner, but like, I've never really had an immense urge to return to it. And not for any particular reason, but for the small reason of, like, I'm not a big fan of how dime a dozen moons are in that game. And that is a pretty cold take from what I've seen. A lot of people were at least minorly disinterested in the fact that you could just get a bajillion moons very easily in that game. But, you know, it's not a deal breaker. It's just like, I kind of prefer games like this. And I think that's what makes me still feel that I enjoy this more than Galaxy, where it's not even like the levels are shorter, but like, without, you know, they're still great, but it feels a little cheaper? Like, that's not the right word. A little, like, less, like, crafted, I guess I should say, than Galaxy 1's Galaxies and whatnot. The levels in this and the levels in 64 just feel a lot better paced, in my opinion. Who knows, maybe they'll fix that in the next 3D Mario. I mean, they kind of have. Bananas still have that problem in Donkey Kong Bonanza. One, though, not to the full extent that they did in Odyssey. And two, I think that game has more going for it than Odyssey, as far as a 3D platformer goes. So it's at least a bit more forgivable in that case. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of the pacing in that game, which sucks because it's inarguably got the best controls, and it's got some of the best levels in any 3D Mario game. But it's just, I don't know. It's just pacing and how all that junk works that just doesn't really vibe with me. Enough to want to return to it frequently, at least. Galaxy, it's like... Maybe it's because Galaxy is a bit simpler. Like, I've got all these opinions on the pacing and all these, like, intelligent observations on the game, when the reality of it could just be, like, I prefer slightly more linearity. Come on. I'm busy doing it. Sweet. But yeah, I think, like, I love 64 as well. I really, really like 64. But I think this is genuinely my favorite 3D Mario game. Like, 64 does come pretty close. And I have a lot, as many qualms I have with Sunshine, it's kind of how Sonic CD used to be for me, where I loved everything about Sonic CD except playing the damn game. And thankfully with CD, that changed, but because I was able to change my perspective on how I played that game, playing like a straight-through 2D Sonic game and more like Sonic 1-ish with deeper exploration elements, truly enjoy that game. I may have talked about it on a previous episode, but I have distinct memories of getting to Collision Chaos, running around and exploring, looking for the generator and whatnot in each timeline, and just being like, I get it now. I fucking get it, and I like this. But the issue with Sunshine is it's not a perspective thing, it is the controls. And I'm willing to give the game the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe it is just a preference with the controls, and it's just how I prefer 3D Mario games to feel, to play. But I am of the mind that the control mechanics, outside of Flood, once again, no issues with Flood. I think Flood is cool. But the movement mechanics in that game are just a lot more unpolished than they were in 64, which is crazy to me because they just nailed it on the jump. No wordplay, pun intended. And then in Galaxy 1 and 2, it feels fine again. It's different. It is different than Galaxy, or than 64, and by extension Sunshine, but it's fine in this game, you know? Given I grew up with Galaxy and I played 64 when I was younger, so could be another coloring factor. But yeah, I think Galaxy is probably my favorite 3D Mario game. Haven't really come to that explicit conclusion before. Because back in 2019, I decided just less to get a definitive list and more to just see where I was at the time and look back on it potentially. I made a list of my top 100 games, and I want to say Galaxy was in top 10 at least. Top 10, if not top 5. But, I'm pretty sure I put it above. I don't know if... I think Odyssey had come out by then, because Odyssey either came out 2017 or 2018. I think it was 2017 because I think it was the winter of that year after like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and such came out. But I might have put Odyssey above Galaxy, I don't know. I feel like it only would have been because it was fresh in my mind. Okay, never mind. I really do need to sit down and play Mario Clash, though. I feel like I would enjoy that game. I'm a big arcade fan. I like Donkey Kong. I like the original Mario Bros. But that game also looks pretty challenging. Oh wait, that's the next star. I'm coming to the pull stars here. By complete technicality, a 3D Mario game. Come on. There we go. And I'm sure Mario Tennis is fine, you know, a little gimmicky and kind of bare bones. Very cool that it is the first Mario sports game. Let me go. Which I did not know. Interesting little factoid. Let me go, please. Oh my god. Maybe someday I'll 100% Sunshine, but like, it's missing, the other big thing is it's missing too many quality of life features to do what the game is asking for. And what I mean by that is, very obviously the first thing that jumps to my mind is the blue coins. Unless I'm mistaken, there's not a ton of ways to easily, note what blue coins you have or have not collected yet, and that's annoying. And even worse still, solvable via guides, which, you know, are easily available these days, but like, one of my biggest qualms with that game is the fact that, so that game has 100 coin shines, just like 64 has 100 coin stars. And I don't mind those in 64 at all. The only ones that I dislike that come to mind are, like, Tall Mountain, or not Tall Mountain, Tiny Huge Island, where it's just really hard to get 100 coins. But you can do it just with practice. But with Sunshine, there's a bit of an extra foible to that challenge, in which not every, and this might be the case in 64, I don't think it is, but in Sunshine at least, not every permutation of the level literally offers you 100 coins. And there's no way to know which ones do and which ones don't. I don't know if there's a rule of thumb where, like, maybe the first shine of every one, of every level in that game will always have 100 coins. I want to say no, because some of the first shines in that game are played on slightly, like, closed off versions of the levels. So you have to look up, and if you decided to do it on your own, and just happen to pick a star, or a shine, that does not give you 100 coins on the level, you're just boned, and you have no idea. And I think that's bullshit. I think that's very bad game design. Not egregious, you know. I'd say more than nitpicky, but less than game-breaking, you know. Doesn't make it unplayable, but it makes it an unpleasant experience for me, trying to 100% that game. And I've not really felt the urge to pull up a guide and look for every single fucking blue coin in each level. I may eventually. It would be nice to have a 100% save file in that game, but That is a fuss for another day. Give me some star bits, my boy. Wonderful. I don't know. I think it's because I gave him kind of the old man, like semi like Roshi, Oak voice in my first playthrough, but like I always hear his voice as like Professor Oak. You can also shoot them at enemies or feed them to a hungry Luma. Wonderful. Pokemon Snap would be fun. Maybe I'll play Pokemon Snap for the channel and eventually do new Pokemon Snap, because I own new Pokemon Snap, but I have never played it. Check the time here. Oh, we're good. We've got 36, so at around 2 hours 6, I'm gonna stop playing. I'm gonna stop the stream. Been pretty quiet today on stream. I think like one person popped in just to see what was going on. Come here. I need all the star bits I can get. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go away. Little bastards. Nope, no. I'm too slippery. God damn it. Come here. Yes? I'll get this. You can shoot star bits. Yeah, Polari just taught me this. Thank you. Hello. I am not in handheld mode. Oops. Honestly, I'm kind of curious of the parity between... Like, I know there are some differences, and I don't remember specifically, but I have learned at some point the differences between this and the 3D All-Stars port and the 3D All-Stars port and the original Wii game. But I've never looked up the differences between any of those ports and the NVIDIA Shield port, the Chinese Shield port. I guess being a big fan of Galaxy, I kind of want to get that at some point. Come on. That'd be pretty cool. Oops. Is there any way to put the NVIDIA Shield onto a TV? I would assume not, but I also have no idea. I don't know, the NVIDIA Shield is just kind of endearing. I think NVIDIA is dog poop these days because their CEO... I've got opinions on AI. I won't yap about it. It's not really something I'm interested in yapping about, but... the Shield is cool, and getting ports of Nintendo games on it is neat. So maybe eventually, if there's not like digital DRM or anything like that, I'll try to get a Shield with Mario Galaxy on it. Where you at, boy? Ooh, okay. Loud and clear. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, that wasn't the secret star. That is just level progress, Lamau. My memory is such ass. Played through this game, like, recently, and for the channel and everything, and I'm just like, duh, what does this do again? Oh god, no! Whoa! We speedrunning. But yeah, I think I am gonna go see the Galaxy movie in theater. Probably gonna be just about as inoffensive as the other movies, or the other movie. Spoilers, but, go, go, go! It's cool that, Wart is in that game, or movie, and they're doing a little bit of, Mario 2 stuff. I find that pretty neat. But it's probably gonna be about the same bag as Galaxy, or the Mario 1 movie. I don't really know what other movies are showing right now. Like, Oscar season's coming up, and I just don't pay any attention to that shit. Like, I hear about movies via osmosis, and I like movies, so it's not like I don't care. It's just I'm a little apathetic. What have I watched recently? I rewatched Goodfellas recently. I like that movie, but not for the, like, male bravado aspect. I think it's partially because I've just been getting a lot of, like, Sopranos YouTube shorts and stuff, but, like, I like media that explores how fickle and flimsy that the world of organized crime is in that way. And Goodfellas is a really, really good movie for that. Come on. Oops. Come on. There we go. I watched that. I don't know. That was an extremely unpleasant sound. I apologize. Wow! Ooh, you saved me. Thanks, Luigi. In return, I'll tell you a secret about these places. Yep, you can do the thing that you can do. I have to hit one of them? Oh, no, you have to hit the big. Whoa, big. No, wait, I want to... Okay, well, never mind. Hello, Pokey. Wow. Nope, I want the invincibility. Oops, that was stupid. Super Luigi, a rainbow Luigi, excuse me. Go, 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 go. Go! Aw, man. Hop. Are we fighting King Caliente? I think we are. Can I get over there with a well-timed backflip? Stop! Stop it! Stop flipping. Yes, I can! I don't know if I'd ever try to speedrun this game. I feel like I want to preserve my casual enjoyment of this game. I'd imagine it's not too bad of a speedrun, but... I don't know, not super interested in it, at least right now. Whoa, that was close. Whoa! Hi. I wonder what the next music that they're gonna drop on Nintendo Music is. I think the last one that they did was either 3D World, because like sometimes I've gotten notifications for songs that are already on there. But it was either 3D World or Fire Red Leaf Green. Whoa, come on. But I don't know. I want them to put more Switch and Switch 2 games on it. Like, I want more There we go. I want more Pokemon games. Give me the Emerald soundtrack. I mean, I guess I am glad that I can listen to the Champion theme from Fire Red Leaf Green. One of my absolute favorite Champion themes, without a doubt. Gary's Champion theme, I like Cynthia's battle theme. I recall liking the Gen 7 Champion theme. 6 is kind of okay. 5, I don't quite remember, but I think is good. Gen 2's is good as well. But I want more. A lot of people are like, Nintendo music is bad. And I'm sure there are some, like, granular technical reasons why it's not very good, but I don't know. I like it. Yes, hello. Excuse me. Give me another boulder. It's a bit more lenient than I thought. Would be pretty cool if I could beat this first dome before stream ends, but I've only got about 25 more minutes before I gotta call it. Hey y'all, goodbye. Ooh, the Cosmic Luigi's gonna be tough. I don't remember that being as tight to do. Even in 3D All-Stars. Maybe my memory... get out of the way! Maybe my memory's just bad. Mimi! Hoa! Can I cheat? No, I don't think I can. Nope. Something else I learned recently, those little, like, dandelion puffs, I mean, I did know that Nintendo reuses assets more than some people might think. Not in a lazy, bad way, just kind of in a way that people wouldn't think. Wait, I want to go over there. I didn't realize that those little dandelion puffs were recolored and textured from the ones in Donkey Kong Jungle Beat? Like, I think they even exist in Galaxy and Galaxy 2, as the exact same models, and it's either a texture, like an in-game texture change, or it's a lighting change, which I find is really neat. There's a couple examples of games with reused assets. I think there are some in, like, Wind Waker, maybe. Come on. Oh my god, the gravity on this always confuses me. There we go. Go away. Shoot. Whee! big sad that we can't play Honey Queen in a Mario Kart game. We can play as the bee. Or not the bee, not these bees, but the ones from like 3D Land and 3D World or something. Stop. But no Honey Queen. Big sad. Oh wait, she's gonna be in the Galaxy movie, I forgot! I don't remember who she's voiced by, though. Kind of insane that Donald Glover is voicing Yoshi, but by my ear, he's done a good job, so... No issue from me, I guess. Give me that shit, Captain Toad. Give me that shit. Oh, wait, yeah, if I do get to Mega Leg, I wanna try the trick that you can do to get to his planet without the Warp Star. Launch Star? Warp Star is Kirby. Whoopee! Forget who voices Rosalina, too. A lot of people are kind of like, about the voice cast of those movies, and like, I do agree. I think it would have been nicer if, like, actual dedicated voice actors got a shot, but like, I don't know. Doesn't bother me too much. I mean, it did feel a little egregious with Chris Pratt, especially with that, like, one clip he put out where he's like, it's me, I'm Mario. That's not the voice, but... And then it turned out to just basically be the voice. But, like, I don't know. It's kind of like the Sonic movie. Like, from what I understand, fans kind of had to fight to get, Tails' game voice actress to be Tails' voice in the movie, and what's her name? I keep wanting to say Anya Taylor-Joy, but that's Peach in the Mario movie. That other actress is Amy, and like, you know, I don't know. Like, with actual actors, I don't mind them being, big names, because that's their job. That's what they do, and that's what they're good at. Like, Jim Carrey is very well casted, I think, even though he's probably not coming back, and I like, you know, Donut Lord's actor is fine, and his girlfriend is good enough, and stuff like that, and, you know, but would have been cool if the people who have been voicing these characters in English for actual years got to be the voices in a full movie. Hello? Just doing a little bit of sunshine. A little bit of Galaxy. Oh, hey, Cody, what's going on? I did a little bit of Charmander shiny hunting in Fire Red earlier. No luck, as expected, since shiny hunting in that game is pretty low odds. But just doing a little bit of Galaxy before I pop off. Hope you've been vibing, chilling lately. Oh, I gotta press the button. Yeah, I don't remember, what, been like maybe a month or so since I streamed Violet? I was gonna upload an episode of a playthrough I've been doing for my channel on Thursday, but wasn't able to, so decided to just sort of do an impromptu stream. Ooh, that was well timed. Nice. I also played through Galaxy on my channel, and I was saving the Luigi playthrough of Galaxy and the Green Star post-game of Galaxy 2 for streams, so doing that for the first time since I apparently just can't get enough of Super Mario Galaxy. I was yapping a little bit about the Galaxy movie. Do you know if you're going to check that out at all? I'm probably going to myself. Yeah, I do remember you. We were going to try and play some Pokemon Violet last time. Oopsie, well, ouch. You know what, screw this, I'm not fighting you. I just want star bits. Oh no! Ah. Damn. Can I get up here? Oop, there we go. Easy. Wait, do I have to be B Mario for this? Neighbors are causing trouble. No, I don't. Heal. Whee! Oh. Hope Wi-Fi didn't go weird there for a second. Come on. There we go. Come here, big boy. Come on. I'm gonna see if I can beat the boss level in this dome and get as many of the stars in this dome as I can before I sign off for the day. I feel bad popping off right after you got in, but got some obligations I gotta take care of, so. Yeah, I do remember you. Is my audio coming through? I hope my audio is coming through. Oops, no! I think my mic is on. Let me double check that. No, my mic is on. Hello? I hope I've not been streaming just dead silence this whole time. Aha! Ooh, and the Hungry Luma. Am I gonna have enough time? I can, like, first try Loop-de-Swoop. I know there's a trick that you can do to get to the race course without doing it the normal way. But I remember that being pretty precise, so I'm probably not going to try to do that. Meow, meow, meow. Been playing anything fun recently? Oop, what am I doing? There we go. Yep. And turn right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hope my audio is coming through. Have to check the VOD when it uploads. That would suck. Go, go, go! Something weird I've noticed With the rolling ball, I think you can press R to recenter your cursor, but in this, you definitely can't. So I don't know why there's star bits everywhere when you can't realistically collect them in this part. And I don't know why you can recenter your pointer in the rolling ball section, but not here. Just a little minor thing I've always found kind of weird. Wee. I need a better way to like actually type in chat, because I am sadly just streaming this from my phone. Oh my god. Oh my god. Goodness gracious. Whee! Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to finish this dome. I hope it's not coming through. I hope it is coming through. I'm just gonna try to give a thumbs up. I really hope audio is coming through. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, I got the boss. Sweet. Might be something on your end, homie. Not sure. Like I said, I hope it's not me. That would suck. Alright. I think I died on this level in my playthrough. Probably shouldn't have done that first. Ew, whoa. That was risky. Nice. Good. Good stuff. Nice. Yeah, it's looking like I'll be able to finish the dome. I don't even know if this chatter can even hear me, but I'm gonna try waving. Let's go to the Hungry Luma. Hello. Good, got just enough. I also learned recently that you can enter these galaxies once you get flying the red star flight power-up thingamajig, which I didn't know. Just kind of a thing that you gotta come in contact with, which is pretty surprising. Maybe weird, if not surprising. Whee! Alright, speed run. Go, go, go. I'm definitely gonna fall through. We're fine. Ooh, my phone is dying. Probably good timing. I got this. I got this. Oh no, my goodness. Go, 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 go. Yeah, I guess I'll have to look back at the VOD. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh. Come on. There we go. Ba, 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 ba. All right, now I can do Mega Leg in 6 minutes, easy. Whee! Go, 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 go. How the hell do I even actually pull up chat? I realize I don't know. I have the chat messages visible. Mysterious. So what is this? I forget what I have to jump off of. Because I have to get close to... Don't I have to just jump off the star? I've got to go, like... Hold on. Is it like a backflip, maybe? Is it this? Maybe I gotta do a triple jump off this. Hold on. No! Where is the planet? Is it on the other side? Okay, it's over there, so... Yeah, I think it is this. Yeah, nice! Let's go! Cool. I've never done that. That's really neat. Hello, Mega Leg. Can I walk on you? Technically. Nice! Oh my gosh, this is cool. Hee hee hee, I've never done this! There's the Grand Star. Cool. Alright, well, let's actually fight him. Ouch. I gotta get to that specific portion. Whee! Is it on this bit? No. Is it on this bit? Yes. Hee hee hee. I have 2 minutes to do this. I'm not that crunched actually, but this is gonna be the end of stream. Such a cool boss. Bow, bow. Speedrun. Nice. And I bet I can do the backflip trick. Come here, fellas. Damn it. Come on. Oh. Or that works. Hell. Landstar number 2. Let's go. What's my phone battery at? 13. Yay! Yeah, I have had a little bit of a hankering to keep playing this game because I don't know. I've got an addiction. Let's go. I don't know if we get the Comet Luma. My brain just did the fucking dial-up modem thing. Yes, we get to go save Peach. Wow. Hell yeah. Cool beans. Well, guys, I'm gonna double check it, and I'll make a post complaining about it if I did ultimately end up just streaming with 0 audio, but it was fun either way. And I'll catch you guys this Thursday when episode 2 of Special Forces comes out. Okie doke. See you guys. Wait, how do I do this again? Oh, the X. Lamau. See ya.